Now we are discussing about in economics supply and demand. What is supply and demand? The term supply refers to how much of a certain product, item, commodity or service suppliers are willing to make available at a particular price. Demand refers to how much of the product, item, commodity or service consumers are willing and able to purchase at a particular price. What is a supply and demand example? There are examples of how the law of supply and demand works in the real world. A company sets the price of its product at $10. Now, no one wants the product, so the price is lowered $9. Demand of the product increases at the new lower price point, and the company begins to make money and a profit. And the next topic is what is the relationship between demand and supply? So much of a relationship is there. If demand increases, supply may not be there. If supply increases, demand may not be there. Supply and demand is equal, then the cost is also, you can get it in the normal way. It is a fundamental economic principle that when supply exceeds demand for a good or service, prices fall. When demand exceeds supply, prices tend to rise. When there is an inverse relationship between the supply and prices of goods and services when demand is unchanged. What do you mean by supply? Supply is a fundamental economic concept that describes the total amount of specific good or supply that is available to consumers. Supply can relate to the amount available at a specific price or the amount available across a range of prices if displayed on a graph. What is example of supply? In economics, supply is the number of goods an individual or business provides to the market, which refers to the amount that produced at a specific point in time. For example, if Apple manufactures 100 iPhones, then this is the supply and that is brought to the market. So, for particular products, cost will be high and the process will be high, technologies will be high, and the service is also, talented service also required. So, certain products, we can't stop the price of the products. What are the four types of demand? The different types of demand are as follows: individual and market demand, and organization and industry demand, autonomous and derived demand, demand for perishable and durable goods. Always perishable goods demand will be very high, because the meaning itself, perishable means it will be spoiled soon if it is exceeds 1 week or something. And demand for perishable and durable goods, short term and long term demand is also considerable thing in four types of demand. All these things are there. So supply and demand is most considerable in economics. It will by that the economists has to think over, and government and the public also has to give importance to the economic services also. Wishing you all the best.